Yo, what's going on?
Come on, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, brother. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I just didn't know because I'm on a janky setup right now. I'm on an iPhone, so.
Bro, you're making it work, bro. You're being a little bit resourceful for us. I appreciate it, man. Hell yeah. So what you think, man? You ready to rock?
Oh, for sure. I'm ready.
Come on, let's do it then. I'm leaving it till I'm already hitting the record button here, Noah, to let you know. I know a big Eagles fan. I had to rep my Giants blue here today, brother. Okay, had to happen.
It's all right. It's all right. We can work with it.
I mean, the East is kind of in shambles anyway. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Eagles and Giants fans kind of got a super tentative alliance in agreement that the Cowboys are still just the worst. You feel like that?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, one of my best friends in the Madden community, Jaber, is a huge Giants fan as well, and he's always mad because he said the Eagles ruined them because they messed with him in the draft and stuff like that. But I still think it's the Commanders and the Giants and the Eagles kind of teaming up to beat the Cowboys because nobody likes the Cowboys. So,
bro, exactly,
I
man.
think
We can absolutely connect on that. I mean, I certainly feel types of ways about the Eagles. I'll keep it totally real. I'm sure y'all remember that some of these Deshaun Jackson punt returns that just echoed throughout Giants history.
Oh, that game was probably my second favorite Eagles game of all time because I remember I was at a bar watching the game, and we left, and the game was over because we thought the game was over. We were down by 28. I was all sad, and everyone went home. And then I turned on the TV. It's 4:20, and turn on the TV, and I see, we're only down. I don't even know what the score was on the punt return. It was either tied or we were down. And then I watched him turn the kick. And it was what a game!
Goodness gracious! What's your favorite Eagles team of all time? Are you old enough to like McNabb in them, or is it a little bit later with some of them Vic squads?
Yeah, so McNabb was probably my first memory of the Eagles at least. I'd say my favorite team's got to be the Super Bowl team. Winning the Super Bowl, it's got to be my favorite.
Yeah,
team.
That's easy.
But McNabb is probably my favorite Eagle of all time. Either him or Brian Dawkins.
True. Okay, yeah, those are easy calls. Even as a Giants fan, bro, I got super love for Brian Dawkins. You can't not appreciate how he was playing the game.
Yeah, no, he was insane. I just, the energy he brings, I try to do that when I'm playing Madden at least.
Bro, and we got to talk about all that too, man. Bro, I wanted to say right up front to thank you so much for making a little bit of time for us today. The chat's super hyped to have you. I'm super hyped to have you, man. One of my favorite players to watch in how intense you are. And, like you said earlier, the setup's looking great to me, bro. As long as we got you and audio sounds crispy, it's good money. But I know you got the PC in transit unavailable right now, so it means a lot that you were willing to tap in with us for a bit here on the phone, bro, just making it work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love to always chop it up about Madden and just with everyone in the Madden community. I'm always down.
Bro, hell yeah, right, man. I can tell already. So, I mean, part of what I like to do with these FENTALKS is I used the phrase before, it's kind of like the origin story, right? We got all these Madden superheroes, guys we see on TV, on the broadcast, year after year. We see so much of you and we get one side of you, this fiercely competitive dude, but there's always going to be, there's your background, the origin story, the path that you've walked that kind of led you to where you're at now. And I mean, personally, as a former collegiate athlete, I can't wait, to get to the part of your story. You're now a scholarship esports athlete, which is just unprecedented, man. Seeing the West Virginia president hopping on the video dedicated to a Madden player, someone as vested enough in the community as you are to just hop on a weekday morning Madden show with just another internet stranger who likes Madden, just the same as you do. So, you're living an experience that is super unique, but I suppose we could go in order a little bit here. Start from the beginning. What was home life like? Where were you at? Are you a Philly fan because you were close to Philly? Who was in the crib with you? What was growing up like?
Yeah, no. So I'm from right outside of Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. And no, for the Eagles origin story for all of because I'm a fan of Philly sports for everything.
Yeah.
But the story for that is because my parents are both from the Midwest, and since the Midwest, my dad's from North Dakota, my mom's from Nebraska, and they don't have any professional sports teams there, so they weren't really big fans of anybody. But our neighbors were from Philly, and they were huge fans of all Philly sports. So like we'd watch the games with them, and they'd give me like old gear. So like my first jersey ever was like a Brian Dawkins jersey that was like 3 sizes too big, because like my neighbor was like, they were all adults. But like he gave me his jersey, like one of his old jerseys, so it was super dope. But yeah, like so that's how I became a fan for Philly for everything.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'm from right outside of Baltimore, and I grew up playing sports all day. And then I would like go to school or whatever, and then after school go play baseball or basketball or football or whatever. And then after that, like that's why I started playing video games too, because like I would go play, and then like me and my buddies from sports, we'd be like, all right, like let's go play some 2K, or let's go play some Madden or Call of Duty or Fortnite. And that's how it just really started for me.
So were you playing all those sports that you just mentioned in high school? Were you like getting varsity letters? Like what you had going on specifically?
No, so I played baseball. I would just play basketball for fun, like just pick up ball. I only played football when I was super young, but I focused pretty heavily on baseball my whole high school career.
So it sounds like you've been like a gamer since pretty early, like just kind of with the homies, like, you know, after school, whatnot. What was the first game y'all were playing the most of? Did you get to football right away, or were y'all playing other games with each other?
No, just because like Madden's never really been like most people probably don't know this, but Madden's not really my favorite game, just because like it's not like a team game, and like I always pictured like video games for me was always just like to play with my boys, like
sure.
All right, after school or after sports, like we're gonna go play and go beat some other people, like it's a team game, and Madden's not a team, like Madden's just a solo game.
Right.
So it was definitely 2K Pro-Am. I loved playing that, like the 5v5, and then Call of Duty Black Ops was probably like my first game that we grinded pretty heavily. And then I loved playing Fortnite when Fortnite was popular. But yeah, it was mainly Call of Duty and 2K, just because those were team games. And I would play my boys in Madden, and I would just like, I've always been really good at Madden because I like started playing it with my dad. And so I'd play my boys in Madden, and I'd just kill them, and they'd be like, all right, let's go play 2K. Like, I don't want to play this anymore. And I'm like, I'm not going to play by myself. So
you didn't get a whole heck of a lot of Madden reps early on then, because nobody wanted to play against you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I was just like, well, this like nobody wanted to play, so I was like, all right, let's go play 2K. Like, I don't want to play by myself. I want to play with my boys. So
yeah, it's more fun to play. So do you like, with somebody like you, play like squads ever? Then if this is like how you like to play video games, like would you play squads?
I love squads. Like when we had the tournament, what was it? I think it was the Madden. Well, it was last year's bowl. That was the squads game. I mean, like squads is like everyone
so
knows
fun, bro. It was
is,
super lit.
Squads isn't the best game mode or like the yard or whatever, but I love playing with I love playing as a team. Like I think playing as a team is super fun. Working together as a team. So I love team games. If they could make squads like a actual like competitive mode, like squads would be awesome.
Bro, and I think that would be some great viewing material too. Like imagine the conversations like just between the team, especially if y'all could do it like locally, like really just have you guys sitting next to each other, like the comms throughout the game. I feel like that might be an opportunity. Maybe we might have to ship this off to EA here.
Yeah, no, if the Madden 21 was in person, like a LAN, like the way like Call of Duty does it, where it's like the 4v4 and you're sitting right next to the guys, or the 2K League where it's like 5v5 and you're sitting right next to the other team, like it would just make it for entertainment, in my opinion. I think it would be super dope too.
Holy mackerel! As somebody like you, bro, you'd be capping. I think your opponents would be upset by the end of that game. I think very likely.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
So started playing Madden with your dad before you were getting any reps against your buddies. Which year do you recall? What year that was that you were first tapped in?
The first Madden that I ever played was the one with Troy Polamalu. Because like I always get this question and I never remember what Madden it was, but the one with Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald on the cover.
Yeah, the dual cover.
Yeah. And the way we started with that, it was like my dad loved playing online, but he wasn't very good. Like he would like get up and like, you know how it's like what's it called, where you like play better people when you start winning games,
right?
So he would like get to a level where he couldn't win games, so he'd like pass the sticks when he was down, and he's like, come on, come beat this guy. So I'd beat these guys online for him.
Bro, I remember that ranking system used to be pretty lit. I would get to a point where I was pretty much stuck in like, I don't know if it was like a threshold where I was getting a different bunch of opponents as a kid and I was just getting stomped. But I liked, like back in the day, you could see everyone's record like right up front, like you were in like the lobby and you went to like challenge whoever you were looking for. Might need to bring that back too. They might need to be paying us for some of these ideas already here, bro. Hello?
Yeah, no, bro, they need to make regs good again. Like just the leaderboard or anything like that. Regs is my favorite game mode. I love regs. They need to show some love to regs.
Bro, well, I imagine that was going to be one of the questions on my list here for you is Regs v Mutt, and I assume, thank you for being patient with us this morning. We were waiting for our boy RG to finish up with Good Morning Madden, and I imagine since you, sir, NOAHUPNXT, had to ask me what time Good Morning Madden was at, that you might not know, your boy Randall Cunningham getting a card, 98 in a free agency promo. He's going to have all team chems. Hype for it or what? You still tapped into Mutt, or if you could...
No, no, I don't like Mutt at all. I mean, like, what's cool? I'm more of a regs guy because I'm not good at this the collecting cards. Like, I've never been good at that. Like, my boy Jaybird helps me with all that stuff. If I didn't have him, I'd just be rocking just the highest overall cards because I don't really understand. I like playing the game personally. I'm not good at like the team building or any of that stuff. Like, it confuses me. That's why I like regs because it's like, all right, I got Aaron Rodgers. I know who to use because like he's the fastest or whatever for running back, wide receiver, all that stuff. Like it's basic to me, but like the team building and the team chems, all that. Like I don't mess with that.
So we're not gonna catch Noah doing any re-rolls then, huh? You're not gonna be menu streaming. You're not going no coin methods for Noah.
No, I be doing the coin. I don't know. I understand how that stuff works because like that's like. That one's like easy for me. Like, oh, you got to sell this guy for more coins or whatever. Like, I understand that, but like the team building, like, I don't know how to do that.
Unbelievable, bro. And that just goes to show you, man. We've been watching, all this high-level Madden. It just reminds me of every time I see a post get dropped on one of you professionals that's so good at the game, I'm like, see that? They don't have post defense either, bro. It's not just me. These guys are out here just living the same Madden lives as me. They're just a little better on the sticks is all.
No, for sure. I think that's a huge misconception. Like, bro, we don't know how to stop some of the cheese plays too. It's just you gotta kind of get lucky sometimes.
Rely on your user when you can, I suppose, and hope for the best, especially this year. So were you good right off the rip at Madden? It sounds like it. If Pops is handing you the sticks once he gets to the rankings where it's starting to get pretty sweaty, you must have had an affinity for it pretty much right off the rip.
Yeah, I don't know really how, like, I guess it was just, like, playing the game a lot as a kid, because, I was always pretty good. I think when I hit, like, my spot where it was, like, all right, like, I'm really good at this, because I started playing for money when I was, like 13, 14, 15 years old. It was just, like, $1, $2 on, like, I don't know if you remember Virgin Gaming was a site. And then Players Lounge, Gamer Saloon, right? And I wasn't good at that. Like I would literally like this is how I would spend my days. Like I would get home from school and practice and all that stuff, and then I would go mow some lawns or something, get some money somehow, like flipping some stuff, doing whatever, get some money. I would deposit on these sites. I would then lose, give it to like the pros. I would lose and then recycle it over and over again. And so I would just keep on doing that and I would just keep on getting popped. And I was like, this sucks. But like, I think it was just like I hit like the fork in the road where it was like, all right, well, I can either give up, like just kind of be like time wasted. Like you're never going to be good at this, or just keep on trying, keep on putting in the hours. And I started beating some of these guys. And that's when I knew like, okay, like I can maybe do this.
Bro, that is a really cool story. Were you playing at first? Was it to like to start winning a couple of these dollar bets, whatever it was, or was it because you wanted to be good at the game? Like, what was it, the chicken or the egg there? Like, was it about the money first, or was that about being good at the game first?
I would say like kind of being good at the game more so. Like I'm just a really competitive person, like, and I'm also like, I don't know, I get this from Pops. I'm a gambler for sure. I don't know. I kind of pretty low key. Like I don't really like tweet out a lot of stuff, but when I'm not playing, man, definitely be focused on definitely be gambling a little bit. But it was just the competitive drive to just kind of be better than other people. So that's really what kind of pushed me.
Bro, and I mean, it served you super well, but that's hysterical that, even Noah Up Next, belt winner, is starting off just with $1, $2 bets, getting popped, getting cleaned out for his loan money. So you've been making money, though, from an early age, then it sounds like. Going, not everyone is stopping to see if they could get a loan or two on the way home from school. It seems like you've kind of had this forward-looking mindset from the jump.
Oh yeah, no, I love just like hustling, I guess. Like, cause I'll still like do it, like just make a buck doing whatever. Like, I don't know, just doing stupid stuff. Cause people will pay you, and it's like, all right, yeah, like I'll go do it. Like, what makes me better than anyone else? So just do anything. So no, I'll always have like the hustler's mindset, and I'll always be doing that, no matter what I'm doing.
And it's obviously been super fruitful for you. So it starts off early. You come to a fork in the road, and it's like, all right, I got to decide whether I just chalk it up, like, okay, spend some time on this, some lawn money. Yeah, it sucks, and just move on. Like, I'm not getting any better at this, and made the decision. Nah, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna be better. You have this competitive drive, this competitive nature that's keeping you moving forward. How quickly did things escalate to you being, and I'll say it so you don't have to you being at the top of your class, one of the best Madden players in the world? Did this happen quickly? Was it over like a few years of trial and error? Like, what was the early start of your money-making world-class Madden career?
So I would say what like really flipped the switch for me was like Madden 19, like the summer, is when I started like actually winning these games. Like, instead of donating to these people, like I would win a couple. I would still probably lose in the end, but like I'd win a couple now.
Right.
With Madden 19, and then it was Madden 20, the beginning of the year. I remember I played a couple pros before like the first live event. Which was the regs that Mo ended up winning. And I didn't really know, like, I really didn't follow like the competitive scene or anything like that. Like, I knew who Problem and like Skimbo were, and like Kiv. I knew like the main guys because I'd seen them on. That's when they used to have the big Madden Bowl finals was on like the NFL Network and stuff like that.
I remember.
And I remember watching it, and I was like, oh wow, like these dudes are playing Madden. Like, that's super dope. Like, I didn't really know like the intricacies of the MCS, but like I knew who those guys were, which was super cool. But I played some pros before that tournament, and I was popping them. And I beat them by a lot, and I just kept on popping them over and over again. And I basically they just gave up, which I never made someone like tap before. It's called like tapping when they just fold after a while. But so then I took that money and I went to the live event for the first tournament, the Classic, and I lost in like the round of 32 or something like that to Tony. But I was like, okay, like I beat a couple pretty good guys. Like, all right, maybe I can do this. And then I lost in clubs. I lost early in clubs, but then I won 2 Gamer Saloon tournaments for like 10 grand.
Holy cow!
The first turn before the challenge, the tournament that I won. So like I was kind of on a hot streak. I won that. I was the number 1 seed for the challenge. I lost like 3 games total on the leaderboard. I was like 66-3 or something like that. That's something crazy.
Yeah. Nuts.
And then I just like kind of steamrolled through the challenge and ended up winning that. And that's kind of like just where it started. But it all started out like that Madden 19 summer.
Bro, and it was so hot. I mean, do you think now, with the hindsight of the last few years of Madden, kind of looking back on how the game has changed, do you think 19 was like the best suited to the things that you're good at? I mean, obviously, do you think that was probably your most dominant year, specifically dominant as the word?
I would say my most dominant year was probably Madden 20. I was really good at that just because it suited my play style, like running the ball, play good defense, and your user like made a big difference, and that's always what I've been really good at. Like this past year, like your user, there was still like a difference between like Joe Schmo's user and like some of the top guys' users, but like it's really hard just because the player movement was not as good as like previous years, not as fluid. So I would say like Madden 20 just checked all the boxes for me. It was a defensive first game, it was run heavy, and your user could make a really big play. So like that's how I've always played. So it was really
for sure.
Really suited
We
for me.
keep hearing from you guys at the top level. Heard it from Henry, and then again from Clef when we're talking about kind of comparing and contrasting the games and how they felt. And it reminded me, because you just mentioned the user, both of those guys, Henry and Clef, when asked like kind of what they would change for 23 or what they would like to see adjusted, they both mentioned the user going back to feeling like kind of how you're mentioning, a little higher degree of control. It sounds like, are you on the same page as that? Would you like to see a little more return to defensive mind, user heavy defense?
I mean, I would love the game to be Madden 20 every year, but like
True
people
indeed.
didn't like that.
True indeed,
That was my favorite game.
Yeah, facts
but
too.
If no, exactly, us runners got to stick together. But
hell yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't ever really like having a wish list for me is just going to be different than like your wish list or another guy's wish list. Like, everything's going to be different. So like, I don't really pay attention to any of that stuff. Like, EA is going to do what EA is going to do. Yeah, I wish the user would be a little bit like more fluid, because it would help me.
True indeed, but I mean, like you said, like whatever it's gonna be, and we could make a fuss and cry about it in the meantime. But it's just, outside of our control, and I'm sure you'll make the adjust. Word to Clef, I'm sure you'll adjust appropriately. What do you think? You were also mentioning, I mean, just because we've seen it change, how the MCS format is looking a little bit different. Do you miss clubs?
Miss clubs. Miss clubs was pretty cool, just because like you kind of had a free road, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
For like the top guys, just because people would duck you. Like, people, like, it was like the community within like the comp scene, like the small little circle. It was like, all right, like, I'm gonna take this team and you're gonna take that team on the other side of the conference. So like, we have no chance of matching up. But like, that doesn't really show like who's gonna be like the best. Like, I like these because it's like you can't duck anybody. Like you have no control. Like, I could play Henry in the first round, just like how the seeding matches up or whatever like that, or I could play Joe Schmo. Like, you don't know, but it really shows like whoever wins that tournament like is the best, which I think is most important. I'm not taking away anything, because like it actually turned out where J-Wall was the best at Madden 21 clubs. Like, he was by far the best, and Volt obviously was the best at Madden 20 clubs, because he was like running the ball like crazy. So like, it ended up working out pretty well. But like, you never know. Like, sometimes just based on matchups, people might slide farther than really they should.
Interesting. So as it happened, like, we kind of like got lucky, I guess you could say, and it went how it should. But maybe actually, by your gauge, this variety is almost preferable. Like, you're going to get the best player out of it more often. Yeah,
no, I mean, nobody like. I mean, I'm never going to say like lucky, because like nobody ever gets like lucky. Like, you still have to win the game. But like, in order to win a tournament this year, like, you had to be like on your game 24/7. You were always playing top competition. You never really got like a free road. While like in clubs, like based on like your divisions and all that stuff, like you could say like some people had an easier road than others, and that's just not really the case for, in my opinion, at least this year.
True indeed. But like you said, I mean, lucky is never an appropriate word to use when y'all have to be winning such a high percentage of games, and in a lot of times such a high volume of them. You know what I mean? Like, within a game there might be fluke, and curious to hear what you think. As a viewer, the MCS this year was probably the most entertaining. The shit was crazy, and it was entertaining because every game something happened that you're like, no shot, right? Like, my controller is done. I'm uninstalling for the day. Like, I would just be done forever. And here you guys are, on a national stage doing this for your bread, and this stuff is happening. So I think it was the most exciting. Was that more stressful for you as someone who was playing through these experiences, kind of the nature of 22? Was this a more stressful year than other years? Is it more fluky?
I would definitely say, like, my thoughts on this would be, this year was super awesome to watch, right?
Yeah.
But like playing, like, like the crazy stuff that happens, like, you don't really want to see, like, you would rather it be like the best person wins 24/7, but like that's just not what happens in like in football or anything like that, or any sport. Like, not the best team's gonna win every single time. But like, I think the biggest thing for the MCS is like the viewers, and just like I talk to my cousins that watch me play, and like my parents and my family and like my boys and whatever, and they were like, dude, like that was insane to watch. And I think that's the biggest thing for the MCS, because that's going to allow it to grow. So like as the players, we really don't like to see all this fluky stuff, but like for me personally, I think that's the best thing for the MCS to go forward, because everyone really enjoyed it. And so like, you know, it's gonna suck for us, but like in the long term, like in order for the MCS to grow and like more money for the players and all that type of stuff, like we're just gonna have to deal with this. And I think Madden knows that as well. So I think going forward, the game's gonna be kind of similar to this, like offensive heavy, just kind of to replicate the NFL, because like watching the Bills versus the Chiefs, that one playoff game where they were just going head to head, and they scored like 21 points the last 2 minutes, like. Everyone, that game had you on the edge of your seat. Like that's just, you loved watching that. So I think the NFL's Madden's trying to replicate that.
Yeah, man, and I think it's smart. I think it's good business. I know, I know Clint has spoken a few times about, likening a lot of the experience of a Madden game to an NFL game, and the community, made a fuss, as we do, right? We have high expectations, but like you're saying, we are indeed, seeing all these crazy things happening in the NFL too, and I think it did indeed make for some great viewing. You mentioned everybody at home around you getting hyped for the games, and how cool it was, and how exciting the thing was. It sounds like you got a lot of at-home support. Are you kind of like a local celebrity? Is like the hometown, the home crew really excited about what you're doing?
Yeah, everyone around here is super supportive, and now I just kind of have like two communities as well, because like I'm not from West Virginia. I'd never been to West Virginia before. I didn't even really know where West Virginia was, to be honest.
Right, it's crazy.
I just knew they were like a big party school, and they know how to get down out there. But
sure, indeed.
Before going there, but yeah, I got a community there riding for me, and then I got my community back home riding for me too, and it's just super dope. And since like I won my first tournament while I was in high school, like my high school is like one of the best schools for sports like in the country. Right. But now they're like huge into esports too, just because of me. So it's like, it's just crazy. Like I'm not playing for myself anymore. Like I'm playing for a lot of different people. So it's just kind of really surreal, honestly.
That is absolutely incredible, and you are absolutely right, man. You are. I mean, it's not an overstatement to say that you are pioneering in a lot of ways. This esports thing is not. It's brand new. You know what I mean? You and your peers are really the first ones going through it and seeing what it looks like. And I want to talk about that for sure. Like maybe even talk about it up next. But you had mentioned coming into your like big time dominance in 20, had a couple 10K W's to address the elephant in the room, and you have made yourself a bag on this game. You've made a couple bucks on Madden. I tried to goat Henry into giving me a little something. He's humble and just well-spoken, a well-spoken young man. He wasn't with it. Maybe I could get Noah up next to spill. Did you was there like anything that like you copped for yourself, or like when you had like the big check came through, like anything you treated yourself to, or maybe something around you, like a notable purchase that you were like, man, if I get this prize money, this is what I'm gonna do?
No, not really. Like, I'm not really,
man. There's no shot.
I'm not gonna be like Henry, where I just say I didn't buy anything. But like, to be honest, like I don't ever really buy anything. Like I have most of my money just because I don't really like. I kind of have everything I need. Like I don't need anything crazy. I bought a PC because I didn't have really a setup when I won my first tournament. It was just a TV and me.
Smart, so I bought literally like investing in your future.
What? Yeah, I was investing in my future because I didn't have literally like a
I'm trying to. It's like I think I'm asking me, like as a younger man, I'd be like, oh, bought a car, dude. Like I'm in this apartment. It's like I got 3 bedrooms. I don't even go into them. Like I couldn't be trusted with my job money. And here you guys are. I mean, it's no surprise that you're at the top of your craft and the best at what you do. But I can't get nothing out of you. So more planning for the future. You got what you need. You got a PC.
I bought a PC. I bought like basically a setup for like when I was playing, and then like I ended up moving. Like now I live in a dorm room, so like I just kind of just sitting here at my parents' house, so it's not really doing anything. But I have a setup for that, and then I don't really Other than that, I buy Chipotle a lot, so it's $8.29 because I get the same order every time. So that's kind of tapping my pockets right now. But other than that, no, I don't really buy anything.
He knew the sense. He said $8.29.
Yeah, they started charging me for I always get a tortilla on the side, right? I get a bowl, and get a tortilla. They charge you 50 cents. I didn't know. Like, they just started doing that. It's crazy.
Bro, you getting banged for 50? I'm getting banged for 30 cents. I thought it was bad. They getting you for 50 cents?
Bro, it's crazy. I think it's because I'm ordering on the app or something. Because I swear when I go in person, it's only $7.79. But I think if you order on the app, like, Chipotle corporate is bagging me. So
no, hold on. You just said something real though, Noah. Because as a big daddy-o, I'm here to tell you, it sounds like you have your Chipotle order exactly correct. If we're talking about the tortilla on the side, I already know that you know.
Yeah.
That it's got to be the bowl, tortilla on the side. You're getting more food, straight up.
No, it's obvious. Like I had that revelation. My sister actually put me onto that when I was like 12 or 13 or whatever, like a long time ago. And she was like, dude, you just get the tortilla on the side. Like, you don't need to get the burrito. And it's like more messy when you get the burrito. Like, just get the tortilla on the side and the bowl.
Easy money. Okay. Easy. So you got some stuff going on. You got some brains going on there. No, it's not just Madden after all, huh? Come on, man. Look at you. A student athlete indeed.
Yeah, I know a few things about some things.
I know some things about some stuff. All right, bro. So I mean, on that tip, a student athlete now, right? We've had the pleasure and the honor, man, the treat of watching all of your Madden accolades. But there's all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes that I know I'm really super interested in. You are on a West Virginia student athlete on the esports team. Tell me about that. Like, what that looks like. Is it everyone that's at the school for an esport is on this team? Do you have a coach? Is there day-to-day stuff? What entails an esports team at West Virginia as a student athlete?
Yeah, so there's actually West Virginia was kind of the first Power 5 school to get into it because of Title IX and all that stuff. Like none of the schools really wanted to take the risk because a lot of private schools, like really small private schools, they've been in esports for a while for other games, but never Madden. So West Virginia was kind of the first to take the risk for Madden and build this program. But yeah, so for the esports, this guy named Josh who recruited me there is the head of the program. And so he's basically my head coach, but Madden's a game where it's just me. So I don't really need I don't need a head coach for anything. So he kind of just lets me do my own thing. And then whenever we have overall things we need to work on, we'll obviously do it together. But he basically just lets me do my own thing because Madden's just a solo game. But we're getting into other games like Valorant, Call of Duty, Rocket League, all these team games. And so he's the head coach for them. So he does what I don't really even know what esports head coaches do for Call of Duty and all that stuff because I've never played it, but he handles all that stuff. So he kind of focuses on them and just lets me kind of do my own thing with Madden.
I'm sure it's probably more administrative type stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Making sure all you guys' boxes are checked, eligibility and stuff like that. So do you have occasion to meet with the other esport athletes at any point? Do y'all have meetings together with this gentleman who recruited you, or do you not really tend to see them that much?
Yeah, no, I know a couple of them just because, it's kind of a community, I guess, just how athletes you're hanging with the other football player with the basketball player and all that stuff. It's kind of just that with all the esports team, and most of them are super cool. So yeah, they're just really trying to build the program right now with all these other games because Madden was kind of the first thing we started with, and so for the future, so now to get into all these other games as well.
Lit, bro. Did they give you one of my favorite parts about college athletics was how much gear we got?
Yeah,
be getting hella swag.
Yeah, no, the gear is definitely the best part for sure. And I think that's the only reason I'm going to college, to be honest.
Bro, I mean, keep it totally real. Is that team issued right there that you're rocking right now?
Yeah, I got some.
I know, bro. You
Virginia
can just tell the team issued stuff, man. Next level, it's always going to be good quality. The stuff is fresh.
I probably shouldn't be wearing my Coastal Carolina hat because that's not from that, but that was from baseball. So don't know, I have so much just like stuff from like all these sports and all that, so I just wear all that when I'm no longer like playing, like when I'm no longer, now that I no longer play baseball, like I just look like a weirdo that just is living in his past, but it's just like clothes that I just have so many clothes from all these different events.
Bro, it's funny. It reminds me of a story. I was freshman year. I went to UAlbany. I played football up there. Just same thing. Like just being a fan of college sports. I had like college clothes or whatever it was, like a shirt or something. Like I had visited a couple other schools, so I had some of their gear. I was walking back from football practice, and I had on, I guess it was like a Michigan shirt. I'm not even a Michigan fan. It was just some fucking throwaway shirt I had on under my football pads, walking back to the dorm, and you know, big bad senior offensive guard comes up to me. He's like, "What's up with your fucking shirt, bro?" I'm like, "What is my shirt, bro? We just got out of practice. I'm gonna go home and shower. What's the problem?" He's like, "You go to UAlbany now, all right? I don't want to see any of this Michigan bullshit. All right, you're a Great Dane. You're not D1A. All right, you're 1AA with us, man. Take off the Michigan shirt." I was like, "Okay, bro, relax." And here my man Noah is just mixing colleges like crazy right now.
No, I just have that's literally I get so much shit for that just because like I have so many. Like all my boys are just at different colleges and all that stuff, so I just get some clothes when we visit them or whatever. So it's just like I like the shirt, like I'm gonna wear it.
Bro, you gotta rep the boys anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
that's all good.
Sure.
I don't think that's crazy. Do y'all have like? I also remember, you know, part of the deal was we had, you know, X amount of study hall hours a week, and there was like kind of boxes we had to check as far as other stuff that we needed to do. Is it a little bit lighter than that for you guys, or do you have whatever weekly or by whatever it is, do you have boxes that you need to check, a study hall, things you need to do for the program?
Yeah, no, it's like super nice right now, at least because we're not held to like the athlete standard, like all those like stupid rules and stuff like that, which is like, it's actually like smart rules, obviously, so people are good at their grades and all that stuff. But like, no, I have like tutors and stuff that I can go to if I need help with the class. But like, it's been pretty easy so far for me, so I haven't really had much like had to do it or anything like that. But I don't have to go to any study halls yet. I mean, I guess if my grades start slipping, they might start forcing me to do that. But right now they're doing well, so.
Well, it's good that you have good, and it's good that you're crushing the grades as well as Madden. But it's good that you have the resources there for you too. I know that was you know, super helpful when I was going through the NCAA process as well. So now, like that you're in the off season, how much time are you spending kind of day to day on practice? Are you getting head to head reps? Are you are you in the Discord with your crew? Where are you spending most of your Madden time like these days? You're about to tell me you're not playing Madden right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you were gonna say Madden. Yeah, no, literally I lost my game. I lost to Wesley. I was very depressed. Yeah. I always get very depressed when I lose. But I lost to Wesley. I didn't play for a week, and there was actually the Mutthead tournament, and I ended up winning that. So like, I guess my season wasn't a total failure.
Sure.
But no, so I won that, and then I literally should just I was thinking about just pawning my Xbox because like I don't ever play it. Like I haven't turned it on in 3 weeks because I don't like. I'll like, because all my like what sucks about like how I first started playing video games, like all my like IRL buddies, like they all went to college, and so now like they just don't play video games anymore. So it's like right. I have no one to play with. Like I guess I have some of my friends in the Madden community, but they don't really like playing 2K that much too. So it's like I got no one to play with. So it's like, and playing Madden right now for me personally, like I just don't really think like it's really valuable. So like I don't.
That's fair.
Like there's just nothing really for me to do. So like no, I don't play anything. I'll get back into the swing of it if Madden drops like let's say like August 1st, then I'll start getting back in the swing of it like early July. Start grinding again just to like get good at it.
Nice, man. So it sounds like, I mean, you might have like a little more time then, since it's kind of the off season, not super valuable to be grinding out a game that, you know, is not going to be around for too much longer. So what have you been able to fill up your days with? Are you super busy with school? You've been able to, I'm sure you've met a bunch of people, super sociable guy. What are you filling your days with?
Yeah, no, it's the college experience life for sure.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the
That's college experience.
Thing. So it's been good so far. Like it's pretty crazy because like the first 7 months, I guess, because I got to campus a little bit late, but like from August to December, I was just kind of like, most of my time was spent like just labbing because was putting in a ton of work playing the game, and then like any other time was just like doing school or whatever. So it's good now to like kind of get that college experience.
Yeah, man. I remember my college experience well, and the off season, you know, is the best time. You're meeting people, you could do things. I mean, you got, you know, freedom that still feels kind of new. I'm sure you've heard it before, you'll hear it again. It sounds cliche while you're going through it, bro, but holy mackerel, man, enjoy that time because it really is like some of the best years that you go through, for real.
Yeah, it's nice too with just like all the restrictions and all that stuff. Like it sucks because like, so my senior year was like the first year for COVID. So like I didn't have a graduation or any of that stuff because like it was obviously COVID time. And then what sucks, like, because I didn't go to college last year, but like all my friends who graduated high school, like they were all stuck because of like the restrictions and all that stuff. So like it's nice now. Like I'm gonna probably, hopefully, like knock on wood that nothing else crazy happens, like it's gonna kind of return back to normal for like all 4 years, which will be pretty nice.
And you're gonna be in the right spot for it, man. West Virginia University. You're not gonna get cheated on that college experience, man. Holy mackerel. Did that play a role? I'm sure you had correct me if I'm wrong. Were you recruited by quite a few schools? Did you have options, or was this kind of West Virginia the whole way?
Yeah, I had a few options, but West Virginia was like I was just kind of turning down a lot of offers because it like, so after I represented last year for the Level Next tournament, a couple of colleges reached out and they were like, hey, like, we'd love to have you and all that stuff, and like starting the recruiting process and all that. And I was just like, I don't really want to go to like some school in the middle of Kansas or Texas or like some really small school with 1,000 students, just because like that's never really was like the experience, like the college experience that I wanted to do. And I just wasn't really for it. But like West Virginia is a big school, like it has football and basketball weren't that great this year, but usually they have a very good sports program that like, because I'm a huge sports fan, and big school, a lot of people, like, which just like checked all the boxes for me. So it was just definitely the right choice. Man,
you get the big school environment, you get the like just the stadium buzz, and you get to experience all that part of it too. Man, that's great stuff. So now, you know, look, I know you're in it right now, so maybe looking to the future isn't necessarily even looking too far out, but is the idea that you're just gonna kind of ride this out and you're gonna be a professional Madden player for as long as you can? Are you know, do you have an eye on parlaying this into commentating like Clef is, you know, he's starting to get a little bit of that, or content? Like, what do you think about the future of what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like that's the great thing about it.
It is a great thing.
For the next 3 years, I'm kind of gonna be playing Madden just because like that's what I'm here in college to do. But yeah, you never know with the MCS, just with all these sports, you never really know. Right now I'm still, I guess, pretty good, so I'm just gonna keep on riding it out. The smart thing to do would to make content. That would definitely be the smartest thing to do. So anyone watching that is a younger guy would definitely want to get into Madden, would definitely be to make content. I personally I never really enjoyed doing it, just because like for right now, like I would just get so burnt out because like the first 6 months I'm grinding crazy, and then like for the next 6 months, like right now, like I would hate to be making content just because like I didn't really like enjoy playing the game, and then like you're just kind of forcing out content just to force it out. So like I don't know, I've never been really able to stick with it, but that would definitely be the smartest choice for anyone that's looking to get into Madden.
Bro, and you jumped the gun. I mean, that's literally my next bullet point was going to be, you know, looking to you for guidance on young guns who love Madden, or you know, want to get into the space, kind of what you think the right play is. And it's, you know, maybe not surprising, but coming from you personally, it hits different that you think maybe kind of pursuing content safer makes it feel like you're lessening it, but maybe that's the right word for it anyway. Maybe a safer play?
It's safer, and you're gonna make I mean, the content guys make more than the biggest guys for content make more money than the highest guys for comp too. So like it's not even, and like you have, even if you're not the top content guy, like you're getting a consistent amount of money, while like comp, if you suck one year, which happens to the best of us, if you suck, you're not making anything. Like if you don't have like anyone backing you up, like a org or anything like that. So like, and you can, like, I was watching Clefs yesterday, and he knocked down the head too, because like you can do both if you really want to. If you want to grind it out, like you can do both. Like I don't like doing both, so and I'm also gonna trust in myself that I'm gonna do well in comp. So, and I have a backup plan because like I'm currently in college, so like like I don't really like I don't live off of this money right now. Like I don't have any like any rent due or anything like that. But like if this is your full-time gig, like I definitely would recommend content, just because I mean it's just a lot safer, and like your growth could be like the highest ever, like Nick Merck's level stuff like that, just because you can, like, you're not bound to Madden. Like me personally, like the MCS ended tomorrow, like my competitive season, my competitive career is over. As a content guy, if the Madden was over, like you could still bring all your fans over to 2K, Call of Duty, whatever game you choose. So definitely back up on content.
And that's a lot to hear from someone like you who has been so successful competitively and just doesn't really have a taste for the content side of it. So I appreciate you tapping in with that. And I mean, I would tend to agree. It's like, but I think the real takeaway from hearing from you, Henry, Clef, is that there's not one absolute way to go about what we're trying to do. Right? Someone like you who is now a collegiate esport, we're talking about scholarship money, setting up for the future. If you can call your collegiate degree that you're getting at a discount because of the work you're putting in, if you can count that as a backup plan, I think you're in a really good situation. By your same token and by your same word, there's this whole side of content. There's sustainability there. You don't need to worry about being good at the game. You don't need to even play the game all that much if you don't want to on the content side of it. And then there's some blend, like we see Skimbo doing really well with both. Clef, I know Henry booted up a stream the other night too. So there's certainly successful blends to be had there as well. So I think different strokes for different folks, and it's inspiring to see all of y'all making it work, bro. I want to be super respectful of your time. I know we booted up a couple minutes late. I got just a couple more important questions for you here, but we could start to kind of round the turn. I could get you on for I can't be clogging up a college Thursday, man. I know it's early afternoon by my time, but we used to get it popping pretty early at UAlbany, so I got to get you up the heck out of here. But one thing I always like to touch on during these talks, just because I have a very intensive personal experience with my own mental health, I'm curious as to how you manage your own. Do you find that you enjoy, really, really consistently high positive mental health? Are there any times that you need to kind of check yourself or regulate? Do you have any habits that keep you in a good mind state, or anything you'd like to share with us on that front?
Yeah, no, I've watched all the other ones, and I definitely wanted to prepare an answer for this one. But my answer is not like all the other guys where they're like, oh, gotta keep a cool head. I personally, I'm very high and low type of guy. Like when I'm on my high, I'm gonna ride it, and when I'm low, like I get pretty sad. But like a day to day, like a mental, kind of like just a mental checklist, like. What I've done really this past year that's been really helpful, I started focusing on my breathing, which I have this device, and it just like regulates my breathing, like 4 seconds in, 1 second out, like all that type of stuff. And it's just like, that's been super helpful for me. And then when I'm like in a game, I think my mental is like the strongest, because Madden is just a mental game.
It is.
Like everyone's good at the game at the highest level. Like what separates number one from number two? It's just like how well can you adjust on the fly? How well can you adjust to the unfortunate events that happen in the tournament?
Yeah.
So like I think I'm very good at that. But like outside the game, like I definitely get upset and all that stuff.
Sure.
So, if people are like, oh, like they keep a cool level head while they're watching, like during the game, like now after the game, like I definitely get really upset. But it's really, really important to keep a good mental check while you're playing.
For sure, man. And you're right. And I think you have the opportunity to thrive mentally, even within a Madden game. And it might sound like dramatic, it might sound a little dramatic or whatever, but it's true. It is indeed a mental game, and managing kind of the ebbs and flows of that is a good, micro exercise in just, keeping an eye on mental health, in general. So breathing exercise, that seems super positive. How much of what we see of you in a competitive game is Noah like outside of Madden? Are you highly intense, I know you're competitive in everything you do, but are you as fiery in other things, or is this specifically kind of a rage that Madden brings out of you?
When I'm competing and stuff, I'm very loud, but I'd say I'm very two-faced, because I remember they did an interview with my mom, at my first tournament, because it's kind of hard to be loud in here when you're by yourself, but I was pretty loud during that tournament and capping and whatever. But no, she said she'd never seen me do that before, because when I'm chilling at the house or at school or whatever, I'm pretty low key, but playing the game, I get definitely riled up. But I think the reason I do that, and most people probably don't know, is just because I think it's just just as you said with the mental, I think it's just a mental thing for me, because when I'm playing at home, it's just so I can stay focused, because it's really hard, because it's just it looks like it's every other game, because you play a million games sitting in your chair at the same monitor. And then when you're at a live event, I think I'm stronger mentally than everyone else. So I can yell, and if you're focusing on me for just 1 second, I already won the game, because you're focusing on me rather than the game. So I know if I can get in your head and I'm just saying some bullshit, the stuff I'm saying really I'm just saying some random stuff, I don't even know what I'm saying. Right. But if you start focusing on me instead of your next play, then I already beat you. So that's all I try to do. I just try to get in people's head, because I know if people talk to me, I love it. I feed off of it. But some people will fold in that moment, just because I think playing sports my whole life, people always talk shit and everything. So I'm kind of used to it.
And you might not even notice you're doing it until you see the VODs. But I also love another one of your positive mental health habits is all your self-affirming, all your self-talk during the game. Come on, Noah, one stop. My favorite, bro, is when you get to talking to yourself, because I'm like, hell yeah, right, bro. Get your head right. Get in. Here we go.
Oh yeah, if you got to be able to convince yourself if you're gonna do something. It's that's the biggest thing, is just convincing yourself. So you got to trust in yourself. You got to tell yourself, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Keep your head right mentally. Because, as we keep on coming back to, mentally is the biggest thing. So you got to tell yourself, you're going to do it. So I know whenever I lose, a game, I always look back and it's dang, I think I just, right at this moment where it was dang, I just lost it mentally. And so, that's the biggest thing for me is, can I stay mentally focused for all of these games? Which is really, it's super hard to do for a full 7 months to stay mentally focused each day. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, every single day. It's a grind, but that's why I love it. I love it.
Bro, you're cut out for it, man. It's been a pleasure, watching your successes this whole time. I thought this already, but know it now, after spending this hour talking to you, that, the future of esports, and it's not too dramatic to say, is in good hands with someone like you, man. I can't wait to see kind of how everything develops. I'm super grateful and super glad that you made some time for us this morning. Like I said at the beginning of the talk, man, I know I'm just another internet guy that loves Madden like you do, and would love to hear more from you. And the fact that you made time on short notice on the phone, in the middle of your weekday, means a lot. I think it says a lot about your character. I don't want to tie you up too much longer, but is there anything that you wanted to touch on that I didn't get to, or parting words for the chat on Twitch, man? Everyone's super hyped to have you. You killed it. A super easy interview, bro. You're kind of a natural.
No, yeah, I'm good. If anyone's got any questions, definitely answer a couple. Join up the stream real quick, see the chat. But I was watching before. I saw you're not making a bracket. How you not making a bracket? That's crazy. That's un-American of you.
Bro, I'm not a huge gambler because I be donating my money so often, man. I'm trash.
Nah, you gotta make a bracket just for the. It's not even about gambling. It's just for the bragging rights.
I suppose that's true. Take a shot in the dark. PFG always wants me to ask our guests about you. Would you tap in for an NCAA football game? Like, would you have the WVU franchise? In there or
hell
what?
Yeah. No, I tried to do the little like PC mod or whatever, but then I found out it was only like single player. Like, I don't like playing the CPU. Like, that stinks. But nah, dude, if NCAA comes back, oh hell yeah, the triple option and all that stuff.
Oh, come on, man. And as a toter, bro, you gotta be super hyped for some of these playbooks we can see.
We're gonna go crazy.
I need 7 fullbacks. I need goal line plus, bro. I need all of that. Black Jesus wants to know if you won the Madden Bowl. The Madden Bowl card was weird. I think I don't mind. I'm a Giants fan. I didn't hate it. You won the bowl. What's your card?
All right, well, this was from the Discord, right? Like, this card would have sucked for you guys. Like, guys that, like, only a few people knew me from the Discord. It was John Johnson III. You want to know the backstory of John Johnson?
Did you already put this card in?
I did. So, like, the reason I chose John Johnson III, and only a few people know this because this was when I first started playing this new Madden 22. Like, I've never won. I live by the philosophy where it's like, most guys like to have the best team ever, like at the beginning of the game. But like, I like to go with a budget squad at the beginning because then I'm playing people with better players, so it will make me play even better. Like, obviously when tournament comes around, like, I'll swipe the card, I'll get the best cards. But like at the beginning when I'm playing weekend league and all that stuff, I like to rock with a really bad team, so it makes me play even better to win games. But I was using this terrible ass like 78 overall John Johnson. Now remember, I won't name the guy who I was playing against, but it was like one of the top guys. And I had John Johnson in a 3-rec, and I picked him off like 3 times. So like, we were going crazy with the John Johnson. So I was like, dang, if we make that, like, that would just be, because like, it would have been like winning the Madden Bowl. Like, it would have been like the greatest year ever. So it was like, that's how I started my year. Like, John Johnson's gonna be the guy.
If that's how I started, that's how I'm gonna finish it. No shot. Did all y'all have just shambles ass picks? Like, did y'all just have random cards as the choices? All of y'all?
I don't know who, like, they showed Wesley's, I think was like AJ Terrell or something like that.
Oh, that's right. They did show that.
And then Henry's was that wide receiver guy, the giant. But I think he just picked someone that was tall. But I did my favorite players because we had to submit 2. I did Fletcher Cox was my second one. Like, if John Johnson didn't work out, because like, I'm an Eagles fan, he's my favorite Eagle right now. I was just like, I don't know, like, I don't really play, like, I'm not gonna play mud after this. Like, I just wanted to pick one of my favorite cards.
Bro, you never would have used the card. You would have had your Madden Bowl card and just never actually played with it forever.
I would have just been like, oh, here you go, guys. Like, whatever. Like,
oh, you know what else I wanted to ask, bro? I asked Henry about this. I forgot to ask Clef, but I'm glad I remembered to ask you. So I got some Madden heavy hitters on this week. Henry, Clef, yourself, and then I got John Beast tomorrow. Okay, say for example, I'm setting up a 4-man tournament. Okay, but I'm gonna let you do the seedings. Who do you, Noah, most want to play of this week's guests, and who do you least want to play? Clef, Henry, John Beast.
I would definitely want to play Henry first, just because like my competitive aspect. You know, he was the best player this year. He won 2 belts. Like,
good answer. You know, okay, you turned that on its head a little bit. I was trying to clickbait. Oh, no one calls out John Beast and says he's trash.
Yeah. And then I don't know, like the least person I would want to play would actually probably be John, just because like, I mean, John, I don't know, you guys have definitely all watched John. The man is a crackhead. Like, he's doing some crazy stuff. Like, nobody wants to play John. No, like if someone says like, they're like, yeah, like I want John Beast, like, no, they're lying to you, because John will be like, he'll be like, it's 3rd and 36. Let me do like a spinaroo 360, like deep bomb. He gets like a bomb. It's like, how did you do that? Like, I don't even. What button did you press for that?
Yeah, no, that's not right, bro. Do you have 12 people on the field right now?
Yeah, no, he is a crackhead. Like and then when he had that interception versus Drini in the first tournament, like that was crazy. He had a click on, like, nobody wants John, bro. Leave me alone from that guy.
Was the most crack-headed professional meta that we saw like a tiny little bit of? You can't even call it a meta. I think I asked Clef about it, this gross fullback slip screen rollout thing that we saw a couple of y'all doing. I think football did it, and then we saw it again later. What the fuck, dude?
Nah, yeah, that stuff needs to be, because like I take a little bit of a break, and so like I don't like. Well, that's what sucks for me is like I only ever play like the comp guys. Like I don't play after the first tournament. after the first tournament, like I don't really play like weekend league or head to head or anything like that. And that's where that gross stuff comes from. It's from you guys. It's from guys like you, Fendler, that come up with this crazy like crackhead stuff, and then it slowly seeps into comp. And it's like what was that? Like they banned it, but like the first time it saw like like your whole team just dumbs out. It's like, what the heck is that?
Bro, Noah, you gonna like this. You want to know what I'm on right now, bro?
What you on?
I'm on 2 honorary linemen at tight end.
We were thinking about that.
Bro,
the boys were thinking about that.
Close flex. Put him at the fucking Twins and have him be one of these broken ass tight end. Like, what's one of them? Like Leonard Davis. I got like the offensive the Giants O tackle Andrew Thomas. That's like shouldn't be a tight end card. He's a tight end card. They got like 97 blocking. Put him at the Twins. Flip that stretch and just fucking let Bo Jackson be the worst, dude. Oh, it's disgusting. I'm getting hella messages.
I was thinking about doing the leapfrog. I know that was the meta for a little bit, where people would just run inside zone and then just instantly leapfrog. It's like, bro, these people are nasty, but I'm in there for it. Like I like getting nasty. Like I'm in there. I
see you getting nasty. Why can people dive into the backs of their O line and not fumble the rock? It's a casual take. Is it just something new this year? Is this an ability? What the fuck?
I don't know, man. Listen, like, bro, the comp guys, like they finally have started doing that, and like they've been playing better, but they used to always just have like too much pride. They're like, no, I gotta pass the ball every play. Like, but me personally, like, no, I'm doing whatever it takes to win. Like, if they need me to dive over the center's back, like with the fullback, like I'm in there for it. But they started learning like they should play like that, and they started winning. So like someone's got to tell them like they have to be more prideful.
You feel like we need salary cap back to like really let schemes, like heavy schemes like that thrive, or nah? Are you good on no salary cap?
I like Mutt. I think Mutt's cool. Salary cap, I was terrible. So before I met Jaybird, like Jaybird is one of my closest friends in the Madden community. He's with me with TGL and all them. But before I met him, I had no idea how to build a salary cap team, and this was when I was by myself. So like, I was 10 capping, right? Like Madden 20 10 capping for clubs. I was using an escape artist quarterback because that was just who was on my MUT team. I was like, screw it, like let me use this Deshaun Watson. So I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was just out there free rolling. But with him, like it's definitely nice because he is a nerd about that stuff. He's like, nope, we need this 13 cap year, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, hell yeah, like you do that part. Like I'm gonna focus on the game.
That's right, bro. You just hand me the sticks when you're ready. Take care of the whole squad for me, and we gonna get it.
Yeah, no, I definitely build a team around me that's like whatever I suck at, like I'll find the best guy for that will help me. So
true indeed. We got same. I know you we kind of went over it before. You can't see me ask what you hope they change for 23. It seems like kind of your outlook was just like we gonna play it whatever it looks like. Maybe a better question, a little refined version of that same question. How do you adjust? You said that just now that you really don't play anyone outside of your squad, in any meaningful type of ways. How do you adjust? Is it all time in practice mode in a Discord call? Like, do you have to get some head-to-head to start the year? Like, what's the adjust?
Yeah, I think how I'll kind of answer this like with two questions, or like how most people ask is like, how do I get better or whatever like that. Yeah. And it's just like you have to play people who are a lot better than you. So it's like if you suck at weekend league, then like you got to play a ton of weekend league or head to head or whatever. If you're now sucking in comp, like start playing some really good people. But like the way personally I get better is I will watch hours of film. Like I love watching film. I'll watch because people are predictable, right? It's just like regular football. People have their favorite plays and all that type of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll break down every single play that someone runs on offense and defense, and then I'll figure out what beats it. And then after I know like what your base scheme is, then it's all about like your in-game adjustments. And I feel like most people are terrible at that. Like you'll see the cream of the crop. Like Henry, for example, is great at that. Like he'll have his base scheme, but like once he realizes, all right, you're stopping this, then he's gonna adjust to something else. Like, so that's where it really becomes a chess match, and that's what's awesome about the game. But, like, most people, it's like, you stop that first thing, oh, they suck. Like, they don't know what else to do. So, like, I just figure out what your favorite stuff is, and I'm kind of like Bill Belichick, where he's like, if you're, like, in the NFL, where he's like, if your best wide receiver is DeAndre Hopkins, I'm doubling him, you're going to have to beat me someplace else. And I'm like that, too. Like, if your favorite play is verticals or whatever, I'm going to take away verticals every single play. You're going to have to beat me with something that you're not comfortable with. And that's just kind of how I play.
Bro, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So have you ever had like, I don't know, like a lurk or a game time situation that your film review like saved your life and it was like, how did you know I was going to do that? You have a story for this, it seems.
Yeah, I do. Like, it was actually the greatest thing ever, because I remember I played Wesley in, like, first of all, I hate that guy because he beat me, but I'm just playing. But
shout out to Wes.
I played Wesley in Madden. I think it was Madden 20. So this was when I first started like focusing on film and like all that type of stuff. And I remember he would motion over his guy and he would quick hike a streak every single time in the red zone. And so the first time he gets to the red zone, right, I know it's coming. So I set up my play to purposely give that up. And I'm back when your user was good. So I lurked on the other side of the field too. And I knew exactly where it was going to. And I rolled over and lurked him and picked him for 6. And I just remember in my head, like, that's why. Like, it was just such like it's just such a like that moment where it's like, that's why you put in all those hours watching lab and all that stuff. So like, that's my biggest memory for that. This year when I played Henry and I held him to like 3 points, that was just all off of like watching film and all that stuff and just like figuring out what his favorite plays are. Because and you can go even more into depth where it's like they have a favorite play for 3rd down and 4th down versus 1st down versus which hash. And it's like, if you put in all those hours, like, you can figure out, like, people are really predictable. And that's why, like, I'm fine telling you this because I like playing, like, kind of like John does, like, the crackhead style. Like, so you don't know what I'm going to do because I don't know what I'm going to do. So, like, I'm fine giving out my secrets because, like, if you try to use it on me, like, I don't think it's going to work. So
I'm literally out here making this up as I go, bro. You could scout me if you want to. I don't remember what I ran that game at all. I'm in a completely different offense. You're going to have to figure this stuff out on the fly.
Yeah, no, I will run plays that I've never ran before. I've done that a couple times, and most of the time it doesn't work. But it's like there's a reason I haven't called that before. But sometimes it does, and
You ever find something on the fly? Like find something in this situation where you're just like scrolling the playbook, need to find something else, and you were like, "Wait a minute, this might be juicy here."
Yeah, I called a counter. This was like when running, like, because now it's just like route combos and all that stuff. And it's not as fun, you know, as a runner, like route combos, like whatever.
I'm out here struggling, bro.
but one time I found a counter, like I forget what formation, but I was like, I'd never called this counter, but he was overloading one side. Like, counters suck, but like
they do.
This counter might go crazy, and it ended up going crazy. And I was like, all right, like I might be him.
Come on, man. It does. It might be Himothy. That might be the dopest version of him. I heard it the other day. I forget who I got it from. Somebody's like, I'm Himothy. I was like, oh, my God, bro. I might keep that one forever.
I've heard that, too. It's like, all right, you might be him.
Bro, Noah, man, I want to let you get on for the rest of your day here. I kept you over an hour, man. What a successful talk. I'm glad we got to hit on everything. You had, and it was a cool moment for me. You were like, yeah, man, I heard him, so I had an answer ready for the mental health discussion too, man. That means a lot to hear that, you know, guy, I've been a fan of your intensity, your play style. I've been a toter, and it happened in 20, so I'm rooting for you in every single game that you've played in since then. Toters got to stick together. Noah, man, you did a great job. Thank you so much for your time today. Middle of the day on a weekday on short notice. Chat loves you, bro. You got supporters in the congregation. You're a legend, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you have a great day as well. Appreciate you guys having me on.
No doubt, man. I'll tag you when I get it up onto YouTube. I'll have that thing up by the end of the day for those that missed it this morning, and I'll catch you soon, bro.
All right.